Welcome everybody to our $1 Million Way program, and in this program I will share with you a $1 million secret that allows us to dominate the highly competitive digital currency market. With this method, I will show you a way to earn a salary of $10,000 to $1 million in the digital currency market. At this salary, we shall be able to build up our business in less than a year. And to get to know each other, I would like to introduce myself a little bit. My name is Brian, and I have had 5 years of experience in digital currency investment. 5 years ago, I owned my first Bitcoin, which was worth around $100. Since then, I already knew that the cryptocurrency market would be an extraordinary field for us to make money. I started doing some research on this market and have had invested in multiple digital currency market investing programs like HYIP, mining, lending, ICO, etc. After that, I have gained myself quite a lot of experiences. I set some rules, forced myself to follow them, and then, more than a year later, I became a millionaire. And today, I would be very happy to share some of my experiences in investing in digital currency to everyone here. The first thing I would like to share is that if you want to invest in anything, you need to take a look at its overview. And that's also the first thing I want you guys to know, the overview of financial models, recently distributed digital currencies in the world. Some models that we would discuss are HYIP, Ponzi, mining, and lending. These 4 models are attributed to the same category since they share one similar principle. Then, what is this principle? And what are some of its advantages and drawbacks? Let's find out together. Regarding its advantages, investment is super easy, and we don't really need any professional expertise to evaluate them. Companies that mobilize funds this way would predict the profit at the amount we invest in and how they are divided into packages. Then we would be able to know in advance how much interest we'll earn in a span of how many days. And of course, the returns can be extremely high. Yes, it might be start at 0.3, 0.5, 0.6, and even reach 1%, 1.5%, 2%, and many more after a few days. Our times is also fast, 1 month, 2 months, or maybe 3 months. Lots of alternative for us to decide to invest in. Each of these models give us different answers to where all those profits come from, right? The company would say that it is investing in a vital field, that it is investing in blockchains and mining, that it is building its trading system in order to gain huge profit to pay back its investor. Ladies and gentlemen, despite those many reasons, I can affirm that is nothing but a reason for us to believe in. There is no company, no mining or trading model that is so profitable that it could pay us that much profit. Why? Because I, myself, own both a mining company and a trading company. Yet, the interest of a mining company is only around 10% a month, while that of a trading company range from 15 to 20%, and risk is totally possible. When the market goes down, companies are likely to suffer losses. That is why I can assure everyone that whatever reason they have to trick people into investing in all nonsense, they have no rational basis for us to believe in. And even if we do, these drawbacks also prove that is a very risky investment. First of all, the company has a custody of all your money, which means the amounts we invest is possessed by that company. And then, come on Friday, you check the website, and all we see is a blank screen showing absolutely nothing. Or maybe a simple message stating the website is shut down, or we are under maintenance, with maintenance taking forever and shall never be back. It's easy to scam, and I can see that 99.99% of these models are scams. What's important here is its unfairness. This model follows the pyramid models, that is, new entrants back up the earlier investor. Money will be shifted from the bottom to the top of the pyramid. And who is at the top? It's the company, the top leaders. If we enter a bit later, we may lose our money. And if so, only the late entrants like us suffer losses, since previous participants have already recovered costs. They do marketing, they line at the top, and the company for sure lose nothing. Everyone will get money, and that's why it's called the pyramid model. It means that money is funneled to the top of the pyramid, and obviously, if lost, there's no way for us to take it back. The second one is the give and take model. MMM Global and many similar others are the prime example for this. It is one of the world's long-term programs, and it has some certain access as well as limitation. Firstly, the initial investment is relatively low. At the initial investment of around a few hundreds, we can now start investing. The turnover time is pretty fast. Over the previous of 15 to 30s or 45 days, we can get a 120 or 130% rate of return on investment. And if the turnover time is fast, our investment are much safer. And its returns are also extremely high. It may reach 1% to 2% per day, right? And the marketers will earn a lot of money. Another advantage is that among different models, the give and take model is the finance circle in which money belongs to the community. We only give the money away and take from others when told. It's within the society and is different from the pyramid models and I discussed before. Therefore, it creates equal opportunity for everyone involved in the society. These advantages are what have this model last for a really long while in the world. However, it also contains many drawbacks that can easily be seen. The problem is the admins can definitely scam the entire society by setting up accounts that only take but never give. This somehow turns its great disadvantage into something in which money is in no one's hands. It goes to neither the company nor its top leader. It's the admin's wrongdoing that leads to skepticism and distrust among the community members. The second disadvantage is the one I find the greatest. Just when everyone has lost their faith, they give our order and promise to give away. Yet, when it's time, they're nowhere to be found. Obviously, many will not be able to receive. They continue to lose trust and it's keep going that way. That means the community would collapse in no time. We can see that the give and take community depends a lot on members' trust, but they can totally decline anytime. Another huge downside is that we only need to use the capital once. We take it to these give and take programs. We give, then we take. We give, then take. With such capital, we can give and take 1,000 times. And so, you can see, we generate 1,000 times of interest, which actually creates a huge amount of pressures on the society. It leads to depletion and creates unstableness within the community. At all time, unless this community is inactive, it is impossible for us to know exactly how much money there is, how many people are willing to withdraw their money to support the community. We shall never know. And of course, there won't be any source of support either. When a community is experiencing a crisis of trust, no one wants to give their money to others. Obviously, once we give it away, there's no way to take it back. So the third models that we'll dive into is the trading model, the ICO model, and the DICO model. Three of which are among the hot issues in recent 1 or 2 years. Investing in trading, ICO, and DICO has some specific key points. When the market goes up and we find out a highly potential coin, we might earn a super profit. DICO model has this amazing advantage, that is, we could get a refund and take our money back if we feel unsure of its development. And that is a revolutionary advantage. And yet, with such an advantage, this model still has its own downsides. First of all, profit is completely unpredictable. We buy a coin, we buy an ICO, or we can trade a coin. We, at a time of withdrawal, know absolutely nothing about our profit beforehand. And to be able to invest in these models, we need some experience, we need some knowledge. We need some knowledge to trade. We need some experience to evaluate investment projects, ICOs or DICO, so that we would be able to know which is good and which is not. With such a drawback, investors are at serious risk. Of course, I'm talking about ICO, not trading, not DICO. When the company sells ICO, it gets the money and can even decide to abandon it for another. And with that, we get scammed easily. A lot of statistics show that 99% of ICO projects are scams. And the last drawback, which I believe to be the most important one, is that as early entrants to get to know every information first, they would benefit first. And the later buyers will be the ones who lose. I'll take a simple example. This company sells ICOs and you're the first one to know about it. You buy it at a very low price, let's say $0.1. And then the company pushes price up in the chronological order. If you're late, you have to pay it for 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.5, which means if you're the first one to know, you win. And the ones after you surely have some disadvantages. Well, I just have you guys, now let's summarize the three models that have been around for the past few years. Like we can see, these models poses some great advantages. Can we earn money? Yes, we can. Can we be rich? Yes, we can. Yet, they also have many disadvantages that are unsolvable. Myself, despite investing in these models, have to admit that investing in them are incredibly risky. However, recently I have found out a new model, a model that has never existed before. I only knew about it after surfing the internet and saw an advertisement on it. I clicked on the ad, checked it, and did some research on this model. And then I realized it was a nearly perfect financial model. Until now, the moment I am standing here talking to you guys, I still haven't found any of its drawbacks. And today, we are going to study this model and compare it to others to see what it can do to overcome the downsides of previous financial models. It is called the Decentralized Community Fund of Financial System created by blockchains and smart contract. I am sure we all know what fund is, a place where we can donate our money, and since it's a community fund, anyone in the community can put their money in. The second concept is decentralized. This term, well, anyone who has invested in the digital currency market would know this. It means that all money is in no one's hands. Recently, the term decentralization, when Bitcoin just started to resonate, has become the trending topic in the financial community. It is because since ever before, the world's economies and the financial market as a whole, or most of the human's activities have been based on the concept of centralization. That is, money or any sources of finance is in the hands of a certain organization, such as a country, a corporation, or an individual. It is the centralized management that has led to the lack of transparency and wrongdoings, which results in the collapse of the classical financial system in the world. Since the Bitcoin was born and operated on the decentralized principle, which means that now the power is not in the hands of anyone, but in the hands of the community. And the community is the one who determines the existence and development of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So, this decentralized principle shows us a brand new management method of finance and many other areas. The decentralization completely eliminates factors such as the non-transparency or risk, which are shared equally with the whole community. Then this decentralized community fund is built on the principle of decentralization, and it does all that the decentralization does. Because this financial system is made up of blockchain technology, which is the platform technologies creating the Bitcoin. And smart contract is a platform technology that's create Ethereum. They are the top and the second currency in the world. The two fundamental technology platforms create the entire financial market and cryptocurrency market for our world today and in the future. Now, let's together find out which breakthrough this decentralized community fund will create in principle compared to previous financial models. After researching carefully on this model, I have summarized some of my personal comments about its outstanding features. And now, let's find out. Firstly, we will compare the outstanding features of this model with trust, Ponzi, mining, and lending. For a model like this, it is easy for the company who holds money to scam and they follow the pyramid principle. It is not fair, and no one can get the money back. If we lose money, we will not be able to get back. This new model has overcome all the disadvantages of the other models. Firstly, instead of that, the company holds money, which is easy to scam. Now money is stored in smart contract on the blockchains. All of us who have invested and researched on Ethereum and smart contract know that when money is on smart contract, it cannot be tampered with, even if the admins who is the creator of the smart contract. It will work under the principle of smart contract, and at the same time, it cannot be hacked. If it cannot be hacked and tampered with, of course, it cannot be scammed. And the principle of this fund is not the pyramid one, but the principle of rotation waiting queue. Its principles is that the next person, for example, we are the next people. We support the community, deposits into the fund to support the community. We will be put in the status of waiting to queue up. And on the day we complete the support of the community, we will be moved to the status of waiting to receive. And after we receive, we are back and queue up behind the people who goes behind us. So what do we imagine? At first, I could be the first person, but then I became the next person. And so we can see that at first we are the recipients first. After that, we queue up in a bottom line. And it means that this is a fair principle. In case of loss, the same loss. In case of gain, the same gain. Because of the boundary, the distance between previous people and later people is faded away. You are the previous person, but after you receive the interest, you become the later. You are the next person, but the previous person who received the interest have to queue up behind you. You become the first. And it's good things we really like is that it has a mechanism to refund, and we can get the money back. In case we do not trust or do not want to continue to join, we can get money back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first financial platform in the world that we can get money back. This mechanism of refunding creates the great trust of participants in this model. The mechanism of refunding makes me feel secure when I invest in and contribute to this fund. Surely you will feel the same. And compare it to the model of give, receive. It is also great. Because it's overcome all the weaknesses of the model of give, receive, in which admin withdraws money from the community fund and does not accept the order set. Giving one but receiving thousands of times, do not know how much money the community has, no sources of relief, and not get money back. With the new model, the first thing that the admin withdraw money from the community is impossible. Because this model is operated by smart contract, the whole amount of money that we deposit is in smart contract. And it will work according to the mechanism that is set by the smart contract. And every transaction we can check, we can know whether it is transparent or not. We can check whether the accounts receiving the interest previously supported the community or not. Because everything is on the blockchain. We just need to check the hash codes to know it. And in this model, it never exists that order which are set are not adapted. This is impossible. Because completely all of us have to deposit and contribute to the fund. And this model does not completely relies on the community trust. And here's the maximum profits that we can earn from this model is 300%. This is not thousands or millions of times as the model of give, receive. And a profit margins of 300% is a really profitable level for us to invest. And whenever we want to check how much money the community fund has, we can do that immediately. Because the whole fund is on smart contract, being located on the blocks of ETH blockchain. And here, this new model has a risk provisioning funds named DCF. And I would like to say to all of you this risk provisioning fund and as operating mechanisms are extremely great. This is a tremendous source of relief for this decentralized community funds when they face financial risks. And I also think this is the first financial model in the world owning a risk provisioning fund like a bank. The bank also has a risk provisioning fund, And that is the key to creating the sustainability of the bank and the global financial system and the decentralized community itself, which we are studying today. I have just analyzed this thing already. We can refund and we can get money back at any time of the process that we contribute to the fund. And with the final models of lending and ICO, which have many disadvantages such as unknown profit, experience and knowledge to evaluate the investment, scam of the company holding money, and the first participants will gain and the later will lose. We can see that with these new models, when we participate, we are profitable immediately. To contribute to the fund in this model, we do not need experience. We also do not need any knowledge to appraise anything. We'll join in that we have the profit, and we can know our profit before we invest. We know how many % we receive and how many days we receive the interest, how many days we have to wait, and so on. Here we see clearly that the money is on the smart contract and cannot be scammed. Money is not in the hands of anyone. Powers belong to the community and is fair. It does not distinguish the first or later participants. You will not lose money. You will not be financially damaged just because you know this opportunity late. Maybe I know this opportunity before you a few days, a few months, even a few years. But it's already, but it's alright because you join after me. But I can totally be lined up behind you. And you can receive money before me. In case of loss, we lose the same. And in case of gain, we gain the same. It is extremely fair. And this is the reason we can solemnly declare that this is the model which represents a brand new trend in the cryptocurrency market. It's overcome all the shortcomings of all the investment models that the world has ever had. And welcome all of you to the new eras of Hopebook, the most transparent financial system in the world. Now we'll study further about this model in order to find out how this model operates and what benefits we can achieve from this model.